Undisputed.
Hump day, everybody. Thanks for starting it off with us right here on Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That's Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we today?
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, at least your Lakers don't have to worry about my Clippers anymore because Russ took care of them.
No, don't do that.
Russ took care of them. They are no longer a factor, so that's the one team you don't have to worry about climbing over because they're about to climb under you.
No, you know what, Skip? I miss Steve Ballmer on the...
Yeah, he's not doing that anymore.
What happened?
Yeah, he's going like this now.
Clipper Darryl. Marcelo, why the way y'all...
Where are you?
Yeah, on Skip Bayless, where are you?
Lost in the Russ cloud.
We're in the top floor now.
Yeah,
Y'all in
here
the
we
basement.
go. Here we go.
Are you sure about that, Skip?
Well, I told you, I first guessed it. Russ doomed the Clippers.
No, I know Russ did that.
You got out from under him. We got right in the middle of him.
You bought it.
Y'all
recruited it.
I think it is an excellent suggestion. Let's start today's show right there with the Lakers. No LeBron James, the Lakers falling. They just could not keep up with the Grizzlies last night. Final score, 121-109. John Morant had 39 for the Grizz, 28 of which came in the third quarter. Talk about hot after halftime. Anthony Davis had a Lakers team high of 28. And LeBron James, well, he did appear on the Lakers bench in the first quarter wearing a walking boot. Shannon, what did last night tell you about the Lakers' chances of the playoffs this year if there's no LeBron?
Not very good. They're not a very good team, Skip. It was an uphill climb even with LeBron. It's even more daunting without him. They have a .333 win percentage without LeBron. They have a .511 win percent with him. So they're over 500 with LeBron in the lineup. They're way, way under 500 without him. Skip, 26 turnovers, led to 41 Memphis points, which is a franchise record. They gave up 86 points in the paint. Let that sink in for just a second.
I don't know what the records are, but is that like some kind of record?
You took the word.
Yeah.
I was like, well, damn, what's the record? Because someone have actually scored. I'm sure, Skip, probably before they could shoot the ball outside like they can now, I'm sure teams, somebody got to have had 100. But I can't remember in the last 10 years that someone got this many points in the points in the paint. And then 26 turnover, 86. Help me understand. And you remember, Skip, Christmas Day, they gave up 51 points in the third quarter.
They did.
Because and granted, they were knocking at Dallas. Mm-hmm. Dallas was knocking down threes out of the yin-yang.
Out of their minds. Yep.
Come to the third quarter. Ja had 28 points. The furthest shot that he shot was 13-foot, a 13-foot floater. Mm-hmm. So at some point in time, D-Ham, are you going to trap John Morant and get the ball out of his hand, or are you going to let him keep putting you in the pick and roll and get layup after layup after layup after 3-foot, 4-foot floater after floater after floater? I'm just curious.
That's a very good question.
Because I'm like, well, damn, are you not going to do anything different? Are you just going to continuously let this man lay the ball up or let him attack you one-on-one?
Yep.
And then you see the momentum start to slip away, and they still try to push the ball. Rui Hachimura, Skip, he pushes the ball, and guess what? Tries to go through three guys and carries off one guy, foot goes there, gets a dunk.
That happened numerous times to a lot of people on the Lakers.
I'm watching Schroeder. He throws the ball, tries to push the ball in the AD. Bain steals it. Instead of him fouling Bain, he lets him go right past him.
Yep.
And guess what happened? D-Ham took a time. I get your butt over here.
Yep.
Because that's what you're doing. You're just watching anyway. So ain't no sense in me having you on the court. Have 5-on-4. One guy's watching, the other guys are trying to play. It was Skip that, and I thought they played well. They were playing well.
They fought hard, at least for a half. They did, because they were up 4 at half.
You give up. The score is 49-46. Skip, you gave up more points in the third quarter than you did in the first half.
Yep.
I just don't even know what to say about this. Like I said, Skip, you're right. They fought hard, and maybe if you have 13 turnovers, maybe that's a winnable game. But when you let it get out of hand like you let it get out of hand, there's nothing you can do. It's just, I just don't get it. I just don't get how can I see something, and I've never played in the NBA. How can I see the momentum start to get away from us?
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's get it all back. So let's push the ball. Turnover, lay up the other way. So it goes from a 2, it went from a 2 to a 4 to 11 point, just like that. Skip, like I said, I thought it was going to be an uphill climb even with LeBron. It's even more daunting without him.
Facts. everything you just spat, fact upon painful fact. I agree with all of the above, but I did not expect the Lakers to win the game last night, and I doubt I would have expected them to win with LeBron. You remember last year at Memphis, they blew a big lead. LeBron had the ball at the end of the game. They're a tough team to beat at home because they got one of the best records in the NBA at home. I think they're second best at home. They're not a good road team, but they're a very good home team. So the point is, to your point, we get to the third quarter. And I tweeted at halftime, this is all about Anthony Davis, because you and I concurred yesterday. Let's see what you've got, big man. Let's see if you can carry this team without LeBron, because you've never shown in your history of being that guy who can carry that team to a championship. He's more of a complimentary star, although LeBron leaned heavily on him in the bubble to carry them to the championship, and AD was all day in those games in the bubble. He's often always disappointing. Yet last night, the numbers look pretty good. In fact, I can argue they look very good because
19 and 5?
I'd say, and he had 5 blocks. But in the third quarter, help me out here, he wasn't having the impact on the game that a superstar would have. He was having a star's impact, but not a superstar's impact, because Darvin Ham has been calling him a new nickname of Wilt. You're Wilt Davis. That's as in Wilt Chamberlain, who put up silly numbers that we'll never see again because he was 7 feet 1 inch tall. He was called the Big Dipper. And he just flat out toyed with everybody around him, just finger rolling and scoring ridiculous. He scored 100 points in a game.
If I'm hearing you correctly, you wanted AD to match Ja. Their star is going off. You match him shot for shot, AD.
Okay, remember, they don't have Steven Adams as we speak. And yet they're playing 2 big guys. They're playing Xavier Tillman and, of course, Jaren Jackson Jr. And if you look at their numbers, they had 16 and 18 points respectively. So that's 34, and they had 7 and 11 rebounds. So that's 18. So actually, they just matched. Okay. I wanted Anthony Davis as the player I thought was the best two-way player on the floor, because Ja's like, what do we give him, 6'1" or whatever he is, 6 feet, 6'1". But AD, what do we give AD? Is he 6'10"?
6'10".
Okay, 6'10". He's not a gigantic big man, but he is a big who plays, he can play huge. And I thought he could play a little huger last night to have his fingerprints all over the game. Okay, so he has 5 blocks, but you've been watching all the B-roll that we're showing right now of Ja just going whoosh, swoop to the hoop, swoop to the hoop, swoop to the hoop. He scored 30 of his, what do you have, 39? Okay, he scored 30 points in the paint. And it seemed like of those swoops to the hoop, 15 of them went right by Anthony Davis. Like, he did get 5 blocks, but how many times did I see AD just sort of watch? It's not like he owned the paint last night. It's not like he owned the game. On offense, he didn't own. He didn't assert himself so much on. And I'm asking a lot. But he is a lot.
Well, he needed more than 19 shots. You see, Ja got 29 shots up. AD got to get at least 25 up.
So where's my Darvin Ham quote about we pride ourselves? Hang on just a second. Let me get here. We pride ourselves on our shifts and activity really clogging the paint and guarding the paint well. I couldn't tell last night, right? Because they're a middle-of-the-pack defensive team, and yet they wanted to force Ja to shoot the ball from distance. Well, what did he do? He went 0 for 5 from 3, and he still scored, what was it, 39? 39 points, and you go 0 for 5 from 3? It's just not good enough. 86 points in the paint is just not good enough. 41 points off 26 turnovers, it will get you beaten every time on the road. And by the way,
that gets you beat at home.
That will get you beaten at home. They have to turn right around. They get to play Oklahoma City, I'm assuming, without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder are now reeling because their star, and he is a flat-out star, he is unavailable at the moment. I doubt he'll be able to play tonight. So the point is, you need to turn this around on the back-to-back. it's not like you have to worry about LeBron can or can't play tonight. Well, he can't play tonight,
Correct.
period. He's out.
He's out.
Okay, so if you have any semblance of a hope left here, you've got to go win at Oklahoma City tonight because you're better than they are.
Skip, and he's probably going to need to have a 35-25 ball game.
So you're going to
because they don't have a big. They don't have a big that can deal with him.
Okay, I got it. All right, now for me, the bigger story last night was the grand entrance that your man LeBron made at the end of the first quarter, because I wasn't sure what he was going to look like, and he comes out in one of those medical walking boots where it's all strapped up to his calf, and I think we've got it. He comes out, and he was a little limpy as he came out. He's a lot limpy, although it's hard to walk in that to start.
You're going to be limpy. If you got one of those on, you're going to be limping anyway.
Okay, all right. So that was the first I've seen him since we saw him at Dallas, and we saw him limp to the, I guess he was going to the bus at that point.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're back to some ominous quotes from Anthony Davis, who made the case LeBron is not coming back anytime soon. That was Anthony after the game. Is not coming back anytime soon. Whew. And when I read that, I'm like, well, this is serious business, because of all the players on the team, of all the coaches, of all the front office people, if anybody knows the fate of LeBron James, I think AD would know it the best, right? He would have the best insider information this side of you, because you are in the inner circle.
Well, I think when you heard him say we're going to reassess LeBron in 2 weeks, that should have given you an indication right there.
All right. So here's my. I told you yesterday, I'm a little mystified by this because I need a little more information, but it was reported that he was going to get an MRI and that he was going to get maybe a second and third opinion, and I was going to assume from experts such as podiatrists who actually deal with the feet,
ankle, feet, yes.
And yet he stayed with, I assume he stayed with the team from Dallas to Memphis.
Right.
So he didn't return to L.A., so it's hard. I don't know that they're experts in Memphis. I don't know. Maybe they're
probably, you go get an MRI, and then you can send those images off to different people. Maybe Watkins or whomever that deals in this expertise.
Yes. I'm not even sure Watkins would be because they're all backs, as you well know.
Well, there's a guy in Charlotte that